You're logged into the Las Vegas Black Music Awards Hour, powered by Blink Show TV, right here on 22.3 Takeover Vegas Radio. I'm your host, Chris Freeman, and first of all, Merry Christmas Eve to everyone who is tuned in tonight.
That's right. That's right.
Whether you're driving, cooking, wrapping last-minute gifts, doing last-minute shopping, thank you for taking the time to tune in and be with us tonight. This show is all about Black excellence, creativity, ownership, and legacy. And tonight's show is extra special.
Oh, why is that?
Because you're here.
Hey!
You're not here at the end of the show. You're here as my guest. So for those of you who are just tuning in, that voice right there, that is Antonio Freeman, which we will get into a lot of questions, and I have a lot. He will be sharing his story with you guys here tonight. But first of all, I want to give you guys some news and updates. So Early Bird has started for the Las Vegas Black Music Awards. So if you want to be a sponsor, a vendor, if you're an artist listening to us right now and you want to perform on that stage for next year, 2026, go to LasVegasBlackMusicAwards.com.
That's right. we had early registration. Like normally registration early, like January or so.
Yes.
We did it in December for earlier. So that means any one of y'all that were listening in December, y'all had the opportunity. We had a couple people hit us up, so they out there listening.
Yes, so early. So again, like I said, tonight is extra special. Aww. So I have something written down here. So let me see. I want to get this right because this man wears a lot of hats. So tonight, I'm sitting down with someone who wears many hats: entrepreneur, producer, founder, disruptor, and someone who has helped shape not just platforms, but people. He is the founder of Blink Show TV, Cash to Assets Club, the mind behind Technology Kill Child Support, a producer, a visionary, and now the owner of Las Vegas Black Music Awards.
Hey.
And yes, he is also my husband. So that is why it's extra special. So welcome, Antonio Freeman. How are you doing today?
I am doing fantastic. Your introduction make me sound more important than I am.
You are. We are going to get into some real conversation with you. We are going to hear your vision, pressure, purpose, growth, what it takes to run all these businesses.
Right. And then also don't forget, I asked people to send in some questions about some feedback, right? And we were going to talk about anything that they wanted to talk about in regards to the Las Vegas Black Music Awards. So we had some questions submitted also that we're taking some that was submitted from our survey as well. So I definitely want to talk about that and get those responses out.
Yes. So one thing that I do want to mention is I truly want to talk about something that you've created that lasts.
Okay.
Right? And that's important. Something that lasts. Yeah. A lot of us, we get inspired, right? And we say, I can do that. I can do that too. But does it last?
Right.
So let's get into it.
Okay. So is it anything in particular you want to know about what lasts? I mean, I like to say I created a few things, but in special regards of consistency and sustainability. I'm not sure if you're referring to Blink Show or C to A.
So I want to know. So a lot of listeners, they don't know Cash to Assets.
Okay.
Right? Unless you do those one-on-ones with business owners.
Right.
So for those listening, right? Where did the vision come first of all? Because you created Blink Show TV first.
Yeah.
And then Cash to Assets Club came second.
Right.
But Blink Show TV is still here because of Cash to Assets.
Absolutely. So that's a great example of sustainability and what you have to create when you're looking at a product. So just for the listeners, this will be the first time many of them heard the story. So I created Blink Show TV just from a need. And that's really where you want to solve a problem, and I saw a problem on the Central Coast. And if the listeners out there, if you're familiar with Santa Barbara or the Central Coast of California, if you know, it's right dead smack. It's called the Central Coast, right? It's centrally located, California. Well, in the music industry or the music world, the only places you could go was north or south. So you'd have to go to LA, which is 3 to 4 hours, depending on what part of the city, or you have to go up north to the Bay, San Francisco, which is 5 to 7 hours, depending on where you want to go. So either which way, you're stuck, right? You had to go in either direction. And so I noticed that there were some talented people there from back then, younger rappers. They're inspired by this music, and we're dealing in an area where they just didn't have an outlet.
Exactly.
So being interested in production and TV, I said, hey, why don't I create, I have everything, actually it was more of, I have everything I need to create a music portal for the talents and the people that were interested. Well, then I created that, but then I also noticed that a lot of them were so green, they really didn't even know what to do at all. So then that's where the development side came from. So it's funny, a lot of people think, when I come over here, they think, oh, you're just artist development. Like, exactly. I'm trying to work with these artists. I'm like, I've been doing this for a very long time. And it's talent development. So even though these individuals were very excited about doing music, they didn't even understand how to move forward and how to go through the process of getting from start to finish, get a project, studio, completed, register. They didn't understand any of that. So I collectively brought all that together. And then I realized that there were some skills that I still was lacking in the production side, because they wanted music videos. They wanted, a product I created called video profiles. So these things, they were all available, but no one really knew how to put them together. So I just had an opportunity to fill a need, and that was to help artists at a very young age. And people, they were inspiring models and everything. They were just, in an area where it was very difficult. There were really no outlets for them. So when I put it together, I realized that, hey, this works. If they really focus in on it. And now on the financial side, it was difficult because I was just doing everything out of my own personal pocket. And any business owners out there know today that is not how you do it, right? And we talk about sustainability. It was not sustainable for me to, get money off the streets and then put it into a business that had no business structure. And so using that model, it failed. Now it was great. As far as a popularity contest, right? Everyone knew Blink Show. Blink Show was everywhere. So they didn't understand what was going on behind the scenes. And it was the lack of the financial literacy in a larger component is where I realized to say, hey, wait a minute. Okay, if I really want this to work, I have to learn a new skill. And I wasn't that person that I needed to be to learn that skill, which is understanding financial literacy. And that's where C to A came from, because I gave up Blink Show for a little while because I'm like, I can't just keep spending money and not really make anything, large back. A couple of bucks here and there, I'll take it and throw it back in. But there's really no profit, if that makes sense, right? There's no profit. So once I learned that, we came out here to Las Vegas, I had to restructure my mind. Remember, I said earlier, I had to become someone different, right? And it was a quote that I learned, again, through the self-development. And this quote was, to get something you've never had, you have to become someone you've never been. And I thought about it, I said, wow, that is very, very strong. Like, to get something you've never had, you must become a person you've never been. And so I wasn't that person. So I had to learn financial literacy, some financial skills, and better development. And once I buried my head and I said, let's go to work. And I created, I did it for us personally. And then I did it well enough to where other people said, hey, can you teach me what you guys did? Because they knew where we came from, right? Moved out to Vegas, literally nothing.
Yes.
I mean, and when we say nothing, guys.
When we say nothing, we literally, so Saya, who is now 16, will be 17 soon. This little boy was a year old. Yeah. And we were walking everywhere. We were catching the bus in the rain and in the crazy hot weather. Yeah. So yes, we had nothing.
Yeah. And that's why, when people talk and people that we work with and I develop even to this day, and they complain about they can't make an appointment or they can't get here, they don't want to catch the bus, or it's too hot. And I just laugh. I look at them. I'm like, you have there's no drive. There's no real drive. We had literally, my son's a year and a half in a stroller in 120 degree heat walking down the street to catch a bus to go to an event.
Yes, and he was excited too. Like he's this little tiny person, and he loved music so much. Remember, he used to get on stage and try to sing, dance, but he was so excited that we were going to an event.
Yeah. He knew.
So
music
you have to have that drive, like you said, and that excitement inside here. To want to do what you want to do.
And he was around the environment, and it was a blessing to us. He's a really good kid, you know, not to say he's not a bad kid. He's a bad kid today. He's a great kid. But at 1 year old, 2 years old, to give us literally like no problems. Zero problems. It was just the most blessing that you could have or ask for when you're doing something like that. Now we're in events, we're on stages, and we had a 2-year-old in the back, or a year and a half, where he could just be crying his head off because he wants a bottle or something, right? Or being just distractive, but he wasn't. And he allowed us to do what we did. We had bought a little consumer camera. I think, you know, back then it was like $500. Now you get the same camera for $150. Right? So when I see people do that, I'm like, we've been through it all. The car breaking down on the freeway, getting towed, having flats, oh my God, alternator going out, timing belt breaking, literally side of the road, pull over, had to call my job, say, hey, I can't make it. That takes a whole nother show itself.
Yes,
just to
it
go
does.
through that. So when we talk about, your question was about sustainability, I think drive had a lot to do with that. And I knew where I wanted to go, and I wasn't letting anything prevent that.
That's a lot. But for those listening who have not heard your story, our story, that's powerful. I say this all the time on social media and with people that I come across and I talk to, is you have to be consistent. Consistency over everything.
That's right.
And of course, have that drive. And today I just realized you have to be excited about it too. Well, no, and I'm excited. I'm excited to be here and share these stories with you guys. We don't do this for us. We do this for the artists that are here in Las Vegas.
The talent in general.
Exactly, listening everywhere. So now let's shift into the Las Vegas Black Music Awards.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So you were doing the production for years, right? And then now you're the owner. You took over.
Right. Well, yeah. So and I think those who know a little bit about the history of the Las Vegas Black Music Awards, they had multiple people would participate and donate their time. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
I don't know if they got paid or not, but they would donate their time just to be involved. And coming through the circuit, we were one of those individuals. We were introduced, I believe, by a gentleman named Mr. Frederick Westbrook, who had opened up the door, in other words, right? He was like, hey, what we did a music video. I did a music video for Frederick while I was still in California. I was in transition to come to Las Vegas. I did a music video for him, and many of you guys may have known one of his songs. If you heard his song, Prayer of a Dope Fiend, and you saw that visualization behind it, I shot that music video. And that music video took off, and it assisted in the continued recognition of his project. And so over the years, as we got a little bit more involved, that's how we learned about the Las Vegas Black Music Awards. So we just continued to participate and be involved in it. And then over the years, we got close to the founder. He took a liking to me, and we began to work closer together. And I believe just through that relationship of trust and working with him, investing and being part of the structure, I think at some point he realized, he was like, hey, I think this guy might be the right company to help us continue to make the Las Vegas Black Music Awards recognizable here in the city. No,
and that's huge, because anybody else could have taken it. Right. But for us, Blink Show TV, like you with Cash Task, it's like you like to say, it's symbiotic.
Yeah, that's
right. They go hand in hand. Blink Show TV, we work with artists, talent in general.
Right.
And so the Las Vegas Black Music Awards being an award show for artists was hand in hand.
Yeah, it was very symbiotic. And, and it's weird because we get a lot of flack for that, and I think, but it's all about the misunderstanding and the misconception that people don't like to ask questions. People don't like, that's why I'm glad we're doing one of these segments here.
And don't go too much into it.
Okay,
because
all right, I'll hold back.
We are going to get into that. We are going to get into people saying you're doing this, you're not doing this. So we are going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we are going to answer those questions.
Me started. I was getting hot.
Growth, mistakes, lessons learned. If you're just tuning in, this is Las Vegas Black Music Awards Hour powered by Blink Show TV. I am your host, Kris Freeman, and you are here on 22.3 Takeover Vegas Radio. Let's
get it.
You're tuned in to the Las Vegas Black Music Awards Hour powered by Blink Show TV. Right here on 22.3 Takeover Vegas Radio. So if you are just coming on and you just tuned in, I have with me the founder, my director, my producer, my better half, my husband, Antonio Freeman, who is the founder of Blink Show TV, Cash to Assets Club, Technology, Kill Child Support, and now the owner of the Las Vegas Black Music Awards. So a lot of people don't like that you took over.
Yeah.
We're just going to say it how it is. There's no way.
Just jump right in there.
Yes, there's no way other to say, why did you take over? They'll say Blink took over, Blink TV took over. It's the Blink Show, baby. So why did you take over?
So it wasn't take over.
As they asked.
Right. Yeah. What you got it for? It wasn't a takeover. It was ensuring that it continued.
Why? What was happening?
Well, I think that's, if people want to question or would care to question it, they should rephrase it, because Rick Warren, the founder, did an amazing job in the inception of the program. It was nothing like recognizing Las Vegas Black talent in the city and bringing people together. I think what happened over the years, and it'll tie into the direct question you asked, was when you have something for so long, you can get mundane. You can kind of lose track of what's happening and take your finger off the pulse of what's happening in real time. Mm-hmm. So you have to then connect with people or other institutions or organizations that may have their finger on the pulse. And over the years, people, from my understanding, people were disconnecting because they felt like they weren't involved. So if you're not moving with the time, that means the times in this area are the different types of artists, expertise, the different sound. Those are moving throughout the years. It's not going to stay the same. It moves. And if you're not tracking that, people can feel left behind or left out. So one of the things we kept getting or hearing was, this is huge. And this was really, really huge for me to hear people say, well, that's not for us. Oh, you mean that old people show?
The show for the old people.
That was the number one comment I got. Oh, you mean that show for old people? Mm-hmm. And I said, wow.
Old artists.
Yeah.
Old people. Only old people go to this show.
That was verbatim their words. And I said, well, no, because we go to the show. We see it.
Which it is one of my questions that I received, but you'll probably talk about it now.
Yeah. When we were there, now, granted, there were a limited amount of people. Now, there's a story behind that, but that story is not relevant to the general population's main concern. So again, as I mentioned earlier, the founder and I, we hit it off for several years, and we were able to come up with an agreement and says, hey, basically at the end of the day, we were the right fit. So we get a lot of hate from some people who felt like they should have it and they should have been the ones to take over. And I'm like, well, why are you mad at me or my organization? I did not tell this man to say, hey, give it to me. Like, forget everybody. Matter of fact, we weren't even in contingency. We weren't even in the guy's radar, I'm sure, until he spent time with us. We participated in other events. We never asked of him for anything, right? We came on board because
we provided.
I'm glad you said, because yes, you're 1,000% correct. We actually provided in the assistant without asking for anything back.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that was one of the, leading causes of him to agree and say, hey, maybe this needs to be, I trust these guys enough to do the right thing with the project.
So with what you just mentioned, I do have a question
Okay.
to go into that. So leadership comes with pressure,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially people who depend on you.
Right.
So now you took over. And so how do you stay focused when things feel heavy or when expectations are high? There's artists and people that were involved in the show that are now no longer still kind of. How do you deal with that?
Yeah. Well, my commitment, first of all, was our commitment to Black excellence. And one of the things that kept me available, I made a declaration that every year the show should get better. And I believe we stuck to that declaration.
And to quote you, bigger and better.
It's been bigger.
And it has been bigger and better.
And better, when we say better, we're not saying we're taking away from what was. In actuality, we're
enhancing.
We're enhancing. We're adding different talents and artists that have not even been recognized, but should have been recognized. We're still bringing in the traditional old school style artists, right? And we have an amazing 26 plan for you guys. You have no idea some of the contacts that we've reached out to. So for those of them who said that it's the show for old people, right? When we brought in the younger demographic, we never stopped inviting the old school or traditional talents. Like this year, 25, Miss Wylena, Queen of Las Vegas Gospel Soul, rocked the house. It was her retirement performance. I mean, again, we're blessed. And thank you, Las Vegas, for coming out. This is our second year where we were over capacity each year. So I thank Las Vegas for continuing to show up.
And I have to correct you because she always does. It's Las Vegas Queen of Gospel.
Yeah, we got to get that title right.
So Miss Wylena, if you're listening,
yes.
I did correct him.
Yes, you did.
Miss Wylena, Las Vegas Queen of Gospel.
It was her retirement performance. Her people came out. Las Vegas came out. Man, if you guys...
She put on a show.
She put on the show. Man, I've always loved to see her perform. But it's people like her and what's the gentleman... I can't think. We have so many different people, but they come through of the coasters. Anyway, we'll get all those names, but we have more people coming this year in 2026. So hopefully people can stop saying, "Oh, that show for old people."
Yes. And if you're listening to what is the Las Vegas Black Music Awards, what are they talking about? Go to LasVegasBlackMusicAwards.com. If you're interested in being a part of the show, whether you want to be a vendor, a sponsor, if you want to
advertise on the air with us.
Yes, advertise. If you're an artist, or every year we have volunteers.
Yeah,
so if you want to volunteer your time also and just be a part of it and see what goes on behind the show, go to LasVegasBlackMusicAwards.com. So we live in a world who is obsessed with likes, views, and validation.
Yeah.
What does legacy mean to you, and how do you make decisions with the long game in mind?
What does legacy mean to me and my long game? Well, in concerns of regards of Las Vegas Music Awards, or show it. Well, actually, a little bit of all. Yeah. My main objective with Las Vegas Black Music Awards is its consistency. It's continuation. I have a saying that I came up with. When we started, it was already 25 years old. I want to see it for another 25 years. Right? That's a personal saying that I have. So with that in mind, it helps remind me that we have to do everything that we need to do to continuously create that environment where it can be around for the next 25 years again. So the legacy is keep uplifting Black excellence, recognizing Black excellence. And guys, I'm going to miss some people. Like, we're going to miss a few people. We will have some people fall through the cracks. But that's where we reach out to you as a community and say, hey, have you, seen this person, heard? Like, we don't know every single person. We do our due diligence. We go around town, we go to shows, we listen to them, right? And we do involve, we ask the public and the community
Yes.
to also be involved in the legacy of the Las Vegas Black Music Awards, because it's just that. It's the Las Vegas Black Music Awards. It's not Antonio's Music Awards.
It's not Blink Show's
And it's not
TV.
Blink Show Music Awards.
No, it is the Las Vegas Black Music Awards.
Right? So that entails Las Vegas to participate in helping us recognize who needs to be on that ballot through the nomination process.
Exactly, which it's going to be starting next month. So again, like Antonio was saying, if you know an artist who is talented, who has been in the Las Vegas scene out there performing show after show, and you feel like they deserve to be on that ballot, go to LasVegasBlackMusicAwards.com, send in those early nominations.
Exactly.
We want to see more artists. There's a lot of talented artists here in Las Vegas who still, like you said, we miss them. We missed them 2 years ago. We miss them this year. But make sure that these artists are on that ballot for 2026.
And I do want to stress, we recognize Black excellence.
And that goes into two of my questions. And I think you answered one of them, right?
Okay.
It's like, do I have to be old? This old artist who has already put in work to participate? And then the other question, it did come from an artist, is, do I have to be a Black artist to participate? Great
question. So I think the winners in the past will help validate that you do not have to be 65 years old to win an award. We have artists as young as 10, 12 years of age winning these awards. We have, Miss Bougie.
Big Bougie Rowe was here, a 10-year-old artist.
She won our Music and Conversations. We had actually Lil KK a couple of years back. And it's funny, we have the younger that made one of the comments. They're coming in younger and they're winning faster, right? The talent, the talent is increasing. The technology is there. The drive is there. But yes, you can also be 65 and 70 and still come on board.
Yes,
and all in
we are not discriminating your age.
And the second question of do you have to be Black? You have to be some ethnicity of Black. You don't have to be, well, which none of us is 100% Black. Unless you were there from Earth itself, you Black, that's it. Which a lot of us weren't. We were I ain't getting to that part. Oh, but at least we need to have some denomination of Blackness.
For that show, we need to bring back Miss D, who is the president of Miss Juneteenth.
Miss D will walk us through that whole scenario.
And you guys will hear her back on the show.
Yeah, but no, you do not have to be Black, but you have to be a resident of Nevada, not even Las Vegas. A resident of Las Vegas for the past 12 months. That's one of the requirements to qualify to win. Now, again, there's a difference between winning and participating.
So the question in particular was, do I have to be a Black artist to be on the show?
No, not to be on the show, but we want to continue to invite our Black community to participate, right? So people may hear that in a different way, right? So you can be Black and white. I'll just break it down: Black and white, Mexican and white, Indian and white, Black. Black. So you can have some denomination in there, but there is a distinction between participating and winning an award. But the difference is the residency, how long you've been in Las Vegas. So participation and winning an award are two different things. But in either case, you have to have some component of your Blackness.
So if you are just tuning in, I am here with Antonio Freeman, the owner of Las Vegas Black Music Awards. So basically, if you're an artist and you are mixed, like myself, right? Like you said, we're not all 100%. We are mixed with so many other.
Yeah.
So if you're black and white, if you're black and Mexican, black and Latino, at this point, Cuban, Puerto Rican, Dominican, whatever it is, you can win an award.
Yes.
As far as participating in the show,
yes.
If you want to sponsor the show, you want to be a vendor, you want to perform on that stage.
Yes. Yeah.
You do not.
Well, no, you have to be the same mixture. We prefer. So and let me break this down. I made a commitment to the founder that it was very important to him that we kept it black. Mm-hmm. It was very important. At first, I said, "Well, what is
black
that?"
and brown?
Yeah, and then so we talked about it. We discussed it, and I see where he's coming from. And I'm not going to get all into the political side of color barriers and all that, but let's just say I understand his perspective.
Okay.
And within that perspective, yes, you have to have some denomination of black, period. Now, are there some that participate? Absolutely. Are there other Caucasians that participate? Absolutely. You come in the audience, you ain't segregating, right? But still, respect the fact that this is a Black Excellence show and it's an award platform. So give us the opportunity to award our people.
Yes, to recognize and showcase
Correct.
Black excellence.
Correct.
Which brings me to my next question. And I don't know if that's one of your questions that you have,
probably
that you received. But another question that I received was, my music is not good enough. I went and I researched the artist. Mm-hmm. The music is, what do you call when you say we don't accept the... say it.
She likes the term when I say lollipops and bubblegum and all that.
Right. Which we had an artist. We had an artist who won last year and this year.
Right.
Zoe Johnson.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what determines what is good?
So that's really an interesting question. What is good? Wow. Well, I will say
language, type of music.
I would rephrase that and say what's acceptable. So what's acceptable is content that is non-deflammatory, content and music that is uplifting. That's really what I want to focus on.
Positive
vibes.
Uplifting.
And that's when I say we don't have to be bubblegum and lollipops and rainbows. Don't have to. But what we don't want, motherfucker, this kid, your mama, kill a black motherfucker, boom, boom, boom. I don't know. No, that is not Black excellence. Now, what I also want to highlight is when you hear me listening to it in my car, don't sit there and talk about, because there's a difference. I grew up in Inglewood, California. I grew up in the hip hop era. I grew up with the Eazy-E, Ice Cube, right? NWA, all that. I grew up in it. I was a rap artist myself. So I understand where that derived from, right? I was out there doing that same shit that they were doing.
This artist in particular has that type of music.
Well, that would not qualify for Black Excellence in Las Vegas Black Music Awards. Right? But again, the question was, what does qualify?
Yes.
Uplifting. What are you doing for your community? Is your music moving people in a way that you're not having them say, "Oh, Antonio, this street we can do it." Yeah, we get it. I get it. But that's not the directions of our son. He's 16 now. Mm-hmm. I prefer him not listening to that, so I don't perpetuate that in the household, because at that age he's absorbing that content. Now, there's already social media, there's all these other platforms. So when we want him to be involved and he sees what we're doing on the Black Excellence side, I want that to influence, right? It's not going to totally do it, but it's going to give that position.
And with you saying influence, we are inviting the community to come out.
Absolutely.
And so if we have an artist on stage who is not influencing in a positive way, you're not going to be able to be on that stage.
Yeah, I'm saying, well, he won't be on the stage. Right, just point blank period.
So we are going to take another quick break because I want you to go through any of the questions that you have. Those were all the questions that submitted to me. But before we wrap up, I do want to thank you for sharing so far everything that you have with me. If you are just tuning in, you got to catch us again next week But we are going to have a few more minutes with Antonio. So stay tuned. 22.3 Takeover Vegas Radio. You're logged into Las Vegas Black Music Awards Hour, powered by Blink Show TV, right here on 22.3 Takeover Vegas Radio. I am your host, Kris Freeman, and I still have with me Antonio Freeman, my better half. So before the break, I read off the questions that were submitted to me. What are some questions that you have?
So these were, and those of you who may know, when you went through the process, you've seen, and towards the end, there was also like some surveys and comments and questions and things of that nature. Because we need your feedback, and we are transparent. And so some of those, again, it was a good balance of good and bad. Go ahead.
So what he's talking about is once we have the ballot and we tell everyone to go vote, you do have to go to the website, LasVegasBlackMusicAwards.com, and then you start voting for everyone on that ballot. Towards the very end, we do ask for suggestions, questions that you may have.
Yeah, we opened it up to hear the feedback.
Yes, and that is what we're talking about. So these are questions that were submitted this year?
Yeah, 25, yeah, exactly. So, give you an example, or actually not give you an example.
Read it all?
Say it right. Well, I'm not going to read all of them, but some of the ones that stuck out, and I wanted to, now this is more of a comment, so we wanted to make sure that we touched on. This comment, I'm going to read who it's from, and that doesn't matter. Need more candidates on this list, and they're basically saying the list is not on point. So that list of talents every year, this individual was not in agreement with that.
So the categories.
Yeah, more the talents in the category. The talents in the category, not necessarily the categories, but just the candidates in the talent. And so my comment to that is part of what we said earlier. Even though we do our due diligence, we go out and we do what we're supposed to do, which is a whole other topic. There's a qualification process, and the talent must hit all of those those boxes. They have to check all those boxes to hit that final ballot. So people may feel that other people deserve to be on it. They don't know that even if they were submitted, maybe those boxes weren't checked. And so therefore they won't have that final count.
Okay.
That's one. Let's get into another one. Here's a more lengthier one. I'm not going to read everything, but this individual roughly said, it's sad to see that real entertainment not recognized and kept out of the loop here in Las Vegas music scene. The artists that you have on this year pushing out the legacy. So basically they're saying, again, part of the other question that we said, that because they're not dialed in, this individual is not dialed into what we're doing. All they saw was talent, the new demographic. And this individual probably did not recognize and see the other people that we do have in, which I'll give you an example of what they stated in here. They said, basically, what about bands like Treasure, Dreamstone, Clint Holmes, Reggie Gonzalez, Ken Young, Pat Wright, and the list goes on of all these people, Drew Woods, Crystal Wesley, all these people that this individual stated. The individual doesn't realize that a lot of these names have participated in the music awards over the past years. But my question to this person is, this is why we started and we're making such a difference, because I'm not going to have this individual, if not deserved, keep winning over and over, like keep showing up, not winning, but just being on there just to be on there, right? Every single year. Like, do they deserve to be on there? Or you think they deserve because of their name without the work? Go ahead.
Exactly. But no, bigger than that. Why isn't this person nominating these people? Absolutely. Why are we just naming them?
Right.
If that was me, XYZ.
Yeah.
Why didn't I put YXC? Yeah. Why didn't I send in that nomination? So, right. And as far as not being able to hear about it, I'm sorry. The year before, we were doing videos every single day up until the awards show. There's a lot of marketing pushed this year also. So they're out there. The videos are out there, and we need that purposely so people can hear them.
Right. Well, I have
and see them.
Someone made a comment. They said, "Why are you begging people to go to the awards?" I said, obviously, this individual has no concept of marketing.
And it's not begging. We're inviting more people that were out of the loop
and
to be involved.
So when people make comments like that, and I look in here, one of the other comments, someone says, "Hey, I wish I would have known about it."
Well, I am here to tell you to go to LasVegasBlackMusicAwards.com and read all about it. Go on any platform right now, any search engine, and type in Las Vegas Black Music Awards. Music. This year's, you're going to see videos, pictures, lives from people that did who were there. As a matter of fact, if you want to see the entire show because you did miss it, go to Roku. If you have a Roku TV, download my app, Blink Show TV Network, and watch the entire show for 2025.
Well, it's coming. It's not there yet, but it's.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2024. 2025 is not up there yet. Right. So go on there and watch last year's show. You're gonna love it.
And we do have another and I want to bring this up because I don't want people thinking that it's all negative. We also have a comment here that said this is an amazing, excellent platform for our local Black artists in Las Vegas. Big ups. Keep it up, LVBMA. So we also have good comments and feedback from a lot of individuals. Let me give you another one. Let's see. There's one that I really liked. I liked it because it was so far off base. I just had to make sure I find it. Oh, here it is. This commenter says, "This must be a friends and family thing. You need more resources or someone who's tapped in, not someone who claims that they know what's going on. Every year, I think they meant to say every year's options are more and more disappointing. You might as well call it the Las Vegas Participation Awards." So, commenter, I wanted to make sure that we highlighted this because, again, it just continues to perpetuate the idea of what we're saying. Just because you think someone should be on there that you yourself did not nominate, you didn't even tell the person, say, "Hey, man, make sure, are you on this back?" What was your part? Where was your responsible hand in making sure there was no reach out to us? Like, we have people that reach out, say, "Hey, man, did you guys check out such and such?" And then again, if all of those boxes are not checked, you're not going to go on the official ballot. So we can approach commenters like this in several different ways. But the most important thing that I want people to understand is, number one, this is a Black excellence music platform. And we're all invited. You're all invited to participate. You can be nominated, but it doesn't mean you're going to make the official ballot. So you may be in disagreement with the names that are in current. Make sure that the person knows. Reach out to them. Reach out to us. If we miss, we're not perfect. We may miss a nominee or two, but help us do that. You're obviously tapped in. You had enough to make a comment. You was on the system, you voted, you got in here. So this tells me that you knew about it. So did you not tell the individual? Because we have a lot of people who say that, "Oh, I voted, but why is XYZ not on there?" I'm like, well, if you knew about it, you got to reach out.
You got to reach out and make sure that the artist or those individuals that you would like to see on there are there. Don't mention it afterwards. Yeah. We have to do our part as a community. We have to look. I get it. If I don't like you, I don't want you on the ballot.
Well, that's another story.
That is what we're seeing.
Well, we've seen a lot of that. That's true.
And that's what it is.
Right,
it's
right.
like
we have seen a lot of that.
The list is whacked, or the list is.
Look, listen. We have to do a whole makeover.
And that's what we're doing.
we have to do an entirely complete makeover of what was going on. And I also got a comment from someone else that said that something about you have to don't change it. So, yeah, it was more like a don't change. I was like, wait a minute. If we didn't change the direction, it was not going to be another. There was, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, it was a very slim chance if that we didn't step in, there was not going to be a 2024 Las Vegas Black Music Awards. It was almost done.
Say that again.
If we have not stepped in with our skills, talents, and dollars, it would not have been a 2024 awards. It was on this last leg in 2023. And I'm sure years before that. Sprinkled people in the crowds, not a lot of people coming in. For the last few years we've had it, we've been over capacity.
Yes.
So when I hear these negative responses, I'm not upset. I'm concerned because they're not dialed in and they don't ask questions and they can easily call us. We tell our number and our contact information all the time. So there's no excuse that you can't get a hold of us and ask us. Just simply sit us down and say, hey, I'm just curious. I have a question. And we're very transparent.
Mm-hmm.
And so when people make those types of comments, I'm concerned, not because I'm frustrated with the lack of their knowledge. It's just the fact that they're not coming forth and saying, hey, I just have a question about this. I want to know about XYZ. And we have no problem discussing that with them.
Okay. No, and absolutely. And if you're hearing, again, I know you're getting tired of it, but go to the website, LasVegasBlackMusicAwards.com. Send me an email at support@BlinkShowTV.com. Go on Facebook, Instagram, any social media, type in Blink Show TV, type in Kris Freeman, Antonio Freeman, and send us a message. Like he said, we're open to answer any and all.
Yep.
Before we wrap up, any last thoughts? Anything else that you'd like to share?
Absolutely. I want to say thank you for all the listeners out there for spending your hour with us at the Las Vegas Black Music Awards hour. If you're watching the replay or something like that, because it will be online, you can check that out at Blink Show TV. And also, soon it'll be uploaded on Roku, but you can also go to YouTube, Blink Show TV, YouTube. And I want to thank all of our supporters. We had a lot of sponsors this year. We got Cara Fain with Realty, and we have Flex
Western
Prestige,
Trails.
Western Trails, Flex Prestige Rental, Western Trails, not Beat Bunny, but Dahlia Inc., Steppers at Las Vegas Stepping. So we had quite a few people. And
Marcel's.
Oh yeah, Marcel's. There you go. And we had so many people. And again, I do apologize if we forgot your company name. And I also want to give a big shout out
and
to
Whatnot.
And what?
And what?
There you go. Whatnot. I got you, Glenn. What's up, brother? And a super big shout out to the engineer behind the scenes making all this happen, my man, Bruce Commander. Thank you so much for your participation and allowing us to participate in what we're doing to bring the Las Vegas Black Music Awards hour to life. And of course, to you, young lady, being an amazing host. I got to admit, I'm saying it live. You ain't going to hear me say this too many times now.
Oh.
I'm going to say it right
Everyone,
now.
listen.
Put
your snacks down and listen.
Yeah. Say it right now. Listen, I'm super proud of you. You stepped up to the challenge. I put a lot on you because I know you can do it. And you absolutely rocked it. And you are an amazing host. You're doing an absolutely great job. So I thank you for allowing me to stay on you real tough because I want the best from you. And I know you can deliver what you actually did. So thank you so much for allowing me to help develop that and bring that out. And you're killing it. Great job.
Oh, thank you so much. For those of you who know that I'm an empath, I truly feel other people's emotions and I'm about to cry. But before that happens, thank you so much for everyone who tuned in. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you so much for all your beautiful words. Vegas, that brings us to the end of tonight's show. This is Las Vegas Black Music Awards Hour powered by Blink Show TV. Thank you again to everyone listening, supporting, and believing in the Las Vegas Black Music Awards new ownership. If you're an artist, entrepreneur, business owner, and you would like to be featured on the show, be a part of the award show, please send me an email at support@blinkshowtv.com. Go to LasVegasBlackMusicAwards.com website for any questions. From all of us here in the studio, Merry Christmas Eve. Stay safe, Stay inspired, and remember, the vision doesn't stop here. It's the Blink Show, baby.